What type of hack is this?
It's a choice hack. What? Come on, you know what this book is about. This is why I have such gray hair. All right.
So we're here to talk about the investment hack, and I know it really doesn't have.
What is that?
Well, that's what I'm asking you, but I don't think it has much to do about stocks.
Well, it could. It could.
Okay. Well,
that's not my intent. Obviously, we're writing about motivation, but you know, when you buy a stock, you're considering buying a stock, or if you're considering buying anything, you know, you look at the advantages and the value for your purchase, right? You know, you're not going to pay $50,000 for a 1963 Chevrolet that's all beat up. You know, you ascribe some value to that car, and you say, well, should I buy it? You know, and we do the same thing with stocks. You know, how would I look driving this car around? Will I look really cool, or I look like you know, I got a problem there? So we do this with our own behaviors and our own motivations, and we really consider 4 different things. Okay, if we're committing ourselves to a goal or a task or an outcome like going to college, getting a job, you know, starting a new relationship, you name it, everything, it's all the same. We look to see, you know, number one, how interested am I in pursuing this goal? And it's an evaluation that we make inside our heads. Number 2, we make an evaluation of how enjoyable a task will be, just the actual pleasure and the emotional benefits. You know, usually if we do something we like, we feel good, right? So we have to make that assessment. And we also make an assessment about the usefulness of accomplishing a goal. For example, you know, I could take a course in gardening, but if I'm not a gardener, you know, I could learn stuff, but I'm not going to use it, so the value decreases. So that's one side of the equation, really.
Okay.
The other side is the costs, okay? If I take this gardening course, that means, you know, I'm dedicating 3 or 4 hours a week. I got to read the book, you know, and you know, I might be bored. I don't want to be bored, so there's some costs. So that's kind of the formula.
Almost like a cost-benefit analysis.
Yeah, it really is a cost-benefit analysis.
Okay, well, can you give me an actual example?
Yeah, I can. I can give you lots of examples. This is a really interesting one, because a long time ago I knew this woman, and just to protect her innocence, she's still alive, but I don't want to reveal her name, but she was actually a mob informant.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, we lived in the same general area, and I knew her daughter, okay? It's not about her daughter, it's about the woman, but she decided after a number of years to go ahead and turn in her ex-boyfriend for illegal gambling and other nefarious crimes related to the organized crime.
Right. So she decided. So she decided to reevaluate using the investment hack.
Well, you know,
cost benefit.
Yeah, of course. For a long period of time, she was looking at the benefits of being an informant. You know, okay, it had probably cleared her conscience. She probably had something out against her former boyfriend, so she had a revenge kind of motive, and she also wanted to do the good thing. So it took her a few years to make the decision, but she also had to consider the costs, which in this case were monumental, because she could have been killed, and she had to go into the witness protection program. So in terms of the degree of motivation she had, she was really basing it on her underlying motivational beliefs as to what is the right thing to do in this situation. And until she came to the conclusion that, you know what, I cannot go through the rest of my life enabling this kind of behavior in other people, because it's obviously detrimental to a lot of folks, that she had to make that call, and she turned him in, and actually she wrote a book, and you know, she was on Larry King and stuff as she was the mob girl.
Okay, well, now we can track her down because we know she was on Larry King.